Did you find it as funny as Jack and I did that last night when Joe was asked about naming a closer, once he finally said that Miller was his closer, there was almost like I felt like the press was going to applaud or something.
Well, people have been asking him since spring training, Joe, who is going to be your closer this season? And he said, I'm just not ready to name a closer. We have a lot of flexibility in that back end of the bullpen. But as the season unfolded, it was pretty clear. Andrew Miller was his guy that he was going to in the ninth inning. He leads all of the majors right now with 13 saves, but yet Joe Girardi still would not say that he was the closer. It was the first time after the game last night when he was asked again, will you now name him your closer? He said, what do you need me to say it? And everyone said, yeah, just say it. And Joe Girardi finally folded and said, yes, Andrew Miller is my closer, and he's done a phenomenal job so far. If you look at what he's been able to do on the mound, 13 saves, he's gone 15 appearances, 15 2/3 innings without surrendering a run. So he's just been great for this team, along with Dellin Betances, who typically comes in the 7th and 8th inning. That tandem has really worked well for him, but it's more than that, guys. It's really the entire bullpen. You look at the last 21 games, they're pitching to a 1.86 ERA, holding opponents to a 154 batting average, and they lead the majors with 113 strikeouts.
Well, they have been certainly impressive. Meantime, so is Chase Whitley in the 2 starts we've seen him. And I know you've had a variety of chances to talk to him. Don't you just get the sense that in his mind he's like, I'm not a AAA pitcher. I belong in the majors?
And I think the experience last year really helped him. He seems more confident on the mound. He really took this spring to work on some things. And he went back down to AAA when he didn't make the opening day roster and said, I'm not going to sulk. I'm going to continue to pitch, work on my craft, and prove to them that I can pitch at the next level. And he's thrown 12 innings, 2 starts so far for the Yankees, allowed just 1 earned run. And you look at what he was able to do against that Toronto lineup. He went 7 strong, allowed just 6 hits, struck out 6 in the process. I asked him the other day exactly what worked for him during that start and what he needs to do to have success against this Baltimore team.
Just being aggressive and attacking the zone. You know, it's something I think we worked on in between starts, and just a mindset, and me and Murph was able to execute that.
You had said in the past, one of the big things for you is to make sure the game doesn't speed up too much when you're on the mound. What do you do when you're out there to make sure that doesn't happen?
You know, something that I think is, I mean, it sounds elementary, but I mean, it's just breathe. You know, remember to breathe. And, you know, oftentimes as athletes, we get to going too fast, and, you know, you kind of forget to breathe. So, you know, I just think that's one of the things that's really helped me.
You look at the lineup in Toronto, that certainly was no easy task, keeping their bats at bay. Orioles, not much different. What do you need to do against this team to try to keep them relatively quiet offensively?
Just continue to do what I've been trying to do. You know, I think just execute and be consistent with what I'm trying to achieve, and, you know, just pitch the contact, let them hit it, and we got a good defense back there, so it's good.
Are there certain guys in that lineup, like a Jones, like a Young, that you say, I want to make sure that I don't come up with them in bad situations? You're trying to get the guys ahead of them, obviously?
I think you just try to, you know, with me, if I start thinking too far ahead, you know, like I said, you get going too fast, and I think for me it's just executing one pitch at a time. If I try to go too far in advance, you know, things can escalate quick.
Well, you heard Chase Whitley talking about some of the success in his last start. He worked very well with catcher John Ryan Murphy. Murphy is in the lineup again this afternoon. Let's take a look at that lineup as a whole, presented by Verizon Fios. Really not many surprises here. Top part of that order, pretty much the same with Ellsbury and Gardner. Chris Young in there at right field. Mark Teixeira will bat cleanup and play first base. Carlos Beltran is your DH, so Alex Rodriguez with the afternoon off. Jose Perella playing second base, as Joe Girardi alluded to yesterday. Chase Headley will play third and bat 7th. Stephen Drew in there at shortstop, and John Ryan Murphy rounding out that order.
Meredith, should we be a little surprised that A-Rod isn't in the lineup against the left-hander, or was this just elementary for Girardi to give him the day off?
Well, Bob, it's interesting because he has played pretty much against all lefties this season, but you look at the stretch that the Yankees are in right now. They're playing 17 in a row. They don't have an off day until May 18th, so you figured Rodriguez was either going to get today or tomorrow off. Joe Girardi has been very clear about especially some of his older players picking and choosing his battles as far as giving them some days off, making sure they stay healthy for the entire season. So Joe Girardi deciding to give him off against Chen, and Alex Rodriguez really doesn't have great numbers against him, just 2 for 13, but one of those hits was a home run. So Joe Girardi did not say anything prior to this game about Alex Rodriguez being off. We'll find out more after the game, but right now it just looks as though he decided to give him a break in this long stretch of 17 games that they're in.